We spend a lot of time teaching color mixing and a lot of time teaching how to use a brush, how to clean a brush, change a brush, and sort of go for their paintings. And we do all kinds of paintings, from copying a great work of art to creating their own and using complementary colors, enough that by the time our kids have had 3 or 4 years, when we give them something to paint, they go straight to work. Once they sit down with their paints, they feel like painters, and they want to be given the time to paint. So we have what we call studio time. Each child in a class of 35 or 20 pretends that he or she is in an art studio alone. Today we did three-dimensional work. We did wire work. That's a big deal for kids. They're learning how to work in depth, which kids don't do a lot. They're learning how to work in real space. They're learning how to, they're using both sides of their brains as they're dealing with volume and changes and musculature, the tactile activity, and being creative at the same time. It's very hard for them to talk while they're doing that. They get totally quiet. Not because they're so determined to have a quiet room, but because their words don't work while they're figuring out how to manipulate. So that's a really different kind of art than the painting, which is two-dimensional. Three-dimensional, I feel, is really important for kids, learning how to, it's multi-level thinking. I ask kids all the time when I work with wire, how many of you have ever used a wrench? None of them anymore. They don't use wrenches, they don't use screwdrivers, they don't repair things because everything's on a chip. So they're no longer fixing things. So they're not working in this real world. They're not using their fine motor skills. It's actually often more exciting getting stuck, getting through it, and finishing it than it is just moving smoothly through something, because the students, the adults and the kids, they feel like they're not going to be able to do the project. It looks too hard, and then they do it, and that's really exciting.